Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in the previous session, I have discussed about genesis of periodic classification of elements. Okay, there we discussed about certain laws or principles. Well, what is the first one? I have discussed about Dobereiner law of triads. There, what they have done, a set of three elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic weight. So the properties of first and third element will be the average of, or I can say the property of a middle element will be the average of properties of first and third element. And that law fails to fulfill the remaining elements, or I can say all discovered elements. So it becomes disproved. Later on, Newland proposed a Newland's law of octaves. So according to Newland's law of octaves, what we considered the properties of eighth element, or I can say properties of every eighth element is similar to that of its first element, or I can say there will be periodic repetition in the properties on every eighth element. So this Newland's law of octaves is also met with limitation and is applicable only to elements up to 40 atomic number 20, that is calcium, or you can say mass number 40. Beyond 40, again that Newland's law of octave fails to fulfill the criteria. Later on, Lothar Meyer proposed a Lothar Meyer periodic table, and even is continued with the Mendeleev's periodic table. Well, now in this session, I'm going to consider the modern periodic table. Okay, modern periodic table is also called long form of a periodic table. Well, the modern periodic table, this concept of modern periodic table was given by Henry Moseley. So in the year 1913, an English physicist, Henry Moseley, observed regularities in the characteristic X vector of the elements. Well, what he observed? He observed the X-ray spectroscopy of various elements. And what he found is there is a regularity. Well, what actually he studied is he did certain experimentations with what he considered atomic number of an element. So what is the property he is specifying? He is specifying atomic number of the elements. So he considered atomic number of the element is related with the frequency of X-rays emitted by those elements. What is the comparison made here? Atomic number of the element with the frequency of a X-ray emitted by those elements by using the expression. What is the expression here? Square root of mu. Okay, square root of mu. Here square root of mu is equal to a into the bracket z minus b. He introduced constants. A and b are constants here. Z is the atomic number and mu is the frequency of those X-rays emitted by the elements. So what he found, there is a relation between, or you can say there is a regularities with respect to atomic number of an element with the frequency of those X-rays. Well, regarding experimentation, say he plotted a graph of atomic number. When he plotted a graph of atomic number versus square root of X-ray frequencies, from where we are getting X-ray frequencies, whatever the element, when it is irradiated, when the element is going to say if it is irradiated, X-rays are emitted, the frequency of those X-rays, what type of frequency you have to consider? Square root of X-ray frequency emitted by that element is related with the atomic number of corresponding elements. When they plotted a graph of atomic number versus square root of X-ray frequency, say what he observed is he observed a almost a linear line, or I can say straight line. Okay, say these are the points which indicates the element which correspond to particular atomic number with the square root of X-ray frequencies. Means as the atomic number increases, the square root of X-ray frequency also increases, regularly. So he said, yes, there is a relation between properties of the element with the atomic number, or I can say this periodicity, regularity is observed with respect to atomic number. Well, whatever the previous laws or principles stated, all laws are associated with the atomic weight but not atomic number. Well, he also verified the graph with respect to atomic weight. Well, when he plotted a graph of atomic weight, so earlier, as for his study, he considered atomic number versus square root of X-ray frequency. Even he verified atomic weight with respect to square root of X-ray frequency. When he plotted a graph of these two coordinates, atomic weight versus square root of X-ray frequencies, the nature of graph obtained will be different. Earlier, what is the nature? It is a straight line, but now here he observed a curve. Whatever the curve shows, it doesn't show a linear relation between atomic weight and square root of X-ray frequency. Hence, by analyzing these two observations, he concluded that the atomic number is the fundamental property of an element than its atomic weight. Because when he plotted a graph of atomic number versus square root, he observed a linear relationship. But when he plotted a graph of atomic weight versus square root of X-ray frequency, he got a curve. Therefore, he concluded atomic number is the fundamental property than atomic weight. Well, with the help of this analysis, he proposed a modern periodic law. Okay. Well, what is that modern periodic law says? Okay, the physical and chemical properties. Okay, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭೌತಿಕ ಮತ್ತು ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? According to modern periodic law, what it says? The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of their atomic number. But what about earlier cases? In all the cases, atomic weight is considered as a parameter. But according to modern periodic law, what is the outcome? The physical and chemical properties of the elements depends on the atomic number of the element rather than atomic weight. Well, here, so for the modern periodic law, what is the statement to be remembered? The physical and chemical properties. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number and electronic configuration. Please remember this statement. I repeat, the statement for modern periodic law is the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number and electronic configuration. Well, now if I consider a representation, how that modern periodic table looks is the modern periodic table. So here also, if I consider characteristics, it consists of 7 periods which are horizontal rows. Okay, 7 periods: first row, second row, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh periods. They are horizontal rows, and there will be how many groups? 18 groups which are vertical columns. First group, second group, third, fourth, fifth. That is up to 18. So modern periodic table, yes, it consists of 7 periods and 18 groups. Further, the older notation of groups are, if you consider older notation according to Mendeleev's periodic table, okay, so those are numbered as first A, second A, third A, fourth A, fifth A, sixth A, seventh A, and group 0 elements. Here third B, fourth B, fifth B, sixth B, seventh B, eighth groups. These are mentioned as 8 group 8 elements, first B and second B. Now modern notations say according to IUPAC International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, what it suggested, instead of mentioning this 1A, 2A, 3A, the group Groups are numbered from English numbers 1 to 18 in accordance with the IUPAC recommendation. Well, instead of that, how we can number the groups? Groups are numbered from 1 to 18. So overall, in a modern periodic table, how many groups present? 18 groups present. Well, now remember here the period number of any element. So I want to consider the period number of any element. I will select a randomly element of any element of a periodic table. If you wish to know the period number, what it says, highest principal quantum number of the element. What is the period number? It is the highest principal quantum number of the element in a period itself indicates the period. Okay, well, then regarding important points of modern periodic table. Well, the first point, what I can say, the first period of periodic table, that is modern periodic table, it consists of how many elements? It consists of only two elements. ಅಂದ್ರೆ modern periodic table ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ first period, it is the shortest period. How many elements present there? Only two elements present. What are those? Hydrogen and helium. And remember, these hydrogen and helium both are gases. Okay, so both hydrogen and helium are gases. Therefore, even I can say the first period, it contains only gaseous state of elements. Okay, it has elements with the only one state. What is that? Gaseous state. Here hydrogen is also exist in gaseous state, helium also exists as a in a gaseous state. Therefore, we have to remember with respect to first period is the shortest period of a modern periodic table. Further, it has only two elements. And what are those elements? Hydrogen and helium. And first period contains only gaseous species, that is hydrogen and helium. Well, second thing to be remembered is the so first period we said only two elements. Then the remaining periods, say 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The remaining periods consist of 8, 8, 18, 18, and 32 elements respectively. So out of 7 periods, first period contains only 2 elements. Second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth element consist 8, 8, 18, 18, and 32 elements respectively. And here, if I consider which period going to have large number of elements, it is the sixth period. Say first only 2, second 8, third 8, okay, fourth 18, fifth 18. What about sixth? Sixth has how many elements? Totally 32 elements. So even you can get the question like the period having highest number of elements. What is that? Sixth period. The period with lowest number of elements, first. Okay, first period has lowest number of elements, only 2. Sixth period has highest number of elements, that is 30. Okay, well, is that more important point to be remembered? Well, further, regarding seventh period is the incomplete period of a periodic table. So what is the one more important thing here regarding periods? The seventh period is the incomplete of a periodic table. So is the one more important thing. Then regarding lanthanides and actinides, even in modern periodic table, these lanthanides and actinides, where they placed? They are placed below the main body of a periodic table. Okay, both lanthanides and actinides are placed below the main body of a periodic table. Now, lanthanides consist of 14 elements. Actinides also consist of 14 elements. So, these 14 elements of both the 6th and 7th period are placed below the main body of a periodic table, and they are named as lanthanides and actinides. Say first period, what are the elements I said? Only hydrogen and helium. Both are gases in nature. Second period, say second period lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. So as like third period elements, fourth period elements, fifth, sixth, and lanthanides, which belongs to sixth period itself, and last one, seventh period, that is actinides. They are also below the periodic table. So it is the modern periodic table, or even I can say long form of a periodic table. Well, now if you get question, what is the difference, the approach between Mendeleev's periodic table and modern periodic table? Yes, we have come across both the concept, Mendeleev's periodic table as well as modern periodic table. Now, according to Mendeleev, Dmitry Mendeleev, what he said, the properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic weight. Means, while designing Mendeleev's periodic table, what is the criteria he considered? Atomic weight itself, right? But what about modern periodic here? The physical and chemical properties depends on the which quantity, or I can say which matter. It is the atomic number. So is the difference? Well, we look for the answer. The atomic weight is the periodic function in accordance with the Mendeleev's periodic table. So according to Mendeleev's periodic table, atomic weight is considered as the periodic function of the elements. But according to modern periodic table, what it says, the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. So is the basic difference between Mendeleev's periodic table and modern periodic table. So according to Mendeleev's periodic table, what it says, the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic weight. Okay, well, then according to modern periodic table, what it says, the physical and chemical properties of the elements are periodic function of their atomic number. Okay, well, further, if you get one more question, say, which element do you think would have been named by? First one, Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory, means the name of the element which is given in Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory. Second one, Seaborg's group. Well, answer, see here, Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory. Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory. So they have gave a name Lawrencium. There is an element named Lawrencium with atomic number 103. This element is given or discovered in the laboratory Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory. So the name given Lawrencium. Second one, I said Seaborg's group. Seaborg's group, Seaborgium. Seaborgium Sg with atomic number 106. So these elements, Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory, they gave name for an element Lawrencium. Similarly, Seaborg's group, they gave a element Seaborgium. Okay, so atomic number 103 and 106. Well, we go for MCQs. First one, the period that contains only gaseous element. So what they are saying, the period that contains only gaseous element is, well, first we look for options. Option A, first period, second period, third period, and a fourth period. Yes, what is the answer? As I already mentioned, the first period is going to have gaseous elements. What are those? Hydrogen and helium. These are the two elements, that is gaseous elements present in the first. So what I said, for the first period, shortest period of a periodic table, has only two elements, hydrogen and helium, and it has only gaseous elements, remember. So here option A, that is 1. So, well, if you diagrammatically if you see, the period has only two elements, hydrogen and helium. Well, second question, the period that includes all type of elements. Option A, 1, first period, second period, sixth period. and 7th period. So what is the question here? The period that includes all type of elements. So the answer is 6th period. 6th period has gaseous species, solid species as well as liquid species. The 6th period is cesium, barium, lanthanum, hafnium, okay, tellurium. These elements, 6th period elements, which includes all type of elements, means all three states of a matter. That is, it elements exist in a solid, liquid as well as gaseous state. Well, next question: the longest and shortest period. What is the sequence here? Longest and shortest periods are. It means in an option you have to look for, first you have to look for longest and next shortest. So first option 1 and 6. Second option 2 and 6. Third 6 and 1. Fourth 1 and 7. So when you look at the options 1 and 6, 2 and 6, 6 and 1, 1 and 7. So first what I said, as per the question, first we have to look for first number belongs to longest, okay, and the second number indicates the shortest. Say longest, first is the shortest one, so two options we can omit directly, okay, we can directly exclude first, and that is A and D options. Since first is the shortest period, but what they in as per the option they are specifying first and 6, 1 and 7, these sequence, as per the sequence first they are saying specifying longest, so it is wrong. Shortest period, longest and shortest, so here 6 is not a shortest, so what about first? Yes, first is a shortest one, so option C is the right choice. Well, next, the atomic number of nitrogen is 7. What they said, atomic number of nitrogen is 7. The atomic number of the third member in the same family is, what they are asking, atomic number of third member in the same family. So nitrogen, well here options 23, 15, 33 and 51. So answer is 51. Well, if you look at the diagram here, say nitrogen belongs to 16th group, say 16, 7, it belongs to second period, third period, fourth period, fifth period, sixth period, and seventh period. Say here nitrogen belongs to second period. Second period, when you look at the increase in the numbers, say first period, second period plus, that is second period atomic number 7 plus 8. How much? 15 is the third period element. Well, here nitrogen belongs to which group? That is 16. Sorry, 15th group. So in 15th group, first member nitrogen. So 7 plus 8. Okay, 15. 15 plus 8, 33. So answer 33. Okay, as we know, elements 8, 8, 18, 18, 32. We have to add those numbers so that we will get the answer here. So option 33 is correct. Well, with this, I am going to conclude today's session. Again, in the next session, I am going to discuss about the concept of a chemistry. Thank you.